I'm so going to lose my tools in here. Look, I got myself a new little project. So it's a half-finished project that has been bought by somebody who wants to rip it out and start again. We did talk about using what was already here, but the trouble is, I think it's been done by somebody with champagne ideas and beer talent. The plan is to carpet this front half, have a table there for clients to work on the laptop, and on the back there we're going to have a workstation where he can set up his cameras. We're going to put a diesel heater in, we're going to put a power system in, we're going to tidy up this roof, we're going to block all those windows off, and it's going to look the business when we've finished. That's better. See what we've got now. Now we've got 3 coals cut in this roof, 2 fans and a skylight. Now I'm thinking that I ought to get the hose pipe on the roof and make sure we ain't got any leaks before we start covering stuff up with expensive birch ply. There, now if any water comes through, I'll see it on the cloth. Same goes for that. Right, let the rains commence. Right, let's see what we've got. I really hope it's not leaking. Yeah. Used to be a little bit just there. That one seems okay. Right, so it's up here. There's a bit of water coming in there. That'll be the problem, look. Bloody bolts aren't tight. Right, this bad boy's got to come out. As have all these cables, we've got a right old spaghetti. I'm sure it all means something to somebody, but as it's my job and I've got to be responsible for it, it's all got to go. Solar panels then. Sorry, can't stop the chat, I've got to get on, but you can come and what? Bloody long way up to the top of these sprinters. Half the battle with these van conversions is deciding where everything's going to go. So after much deliberation, we've decided we're going to put the diesel heater there, my C-Tech split charger there, simply because this van has had a double seat in the past and it's been changed, but the floor matting has been cut out. So we might as well, so as we've got to fill that hole anyway with something, we might as well put the diesel heater and the C-Tech there, and I'll build a box over it, and that will get over the matting problem. So I need to run some cables from there around to the battery position, which is going to be just there. I also need to run some cables from the roof, from the solar panel, back down to the C-Tech charger. So that's the next job, but get on with that. Right, boys and girls, I will just interrupt you there because what I've not explained at this point is this van belongs to a cameraman who needs it back in 4 weeks' time, or rather needed it back in 4 weeks' time. At that point I was filming, if you see what I mean, to go and film a commercial in Italy. So that gave me a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it. So you'll have to forgive me if I miss out filming 1 or 2 bits, like threading the cables for the solar panel. Anyway, we'll rejoin me back in the van when I'm installing a battery monitoring system. Right, I've got a Renogy monitor which will monitor his leisure battery and the solar system. And we've also got a hole in the headlining, which is the perfect size for that. So we'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone by mounting that in there. The only thing is, this comes with a data cable. And I don't know if the data cable is long enough to go from there all the way around back down to the battery. Let's find out. Ha ha! It only blooming is, look! Oh, you booty! Very occasionally you get to piss with the wind rather than against it. Right, we've got to put a new floor down. Now, as you can see, it's already got this rail system installed, But I just want to paint a little picture for you. You get up in the night to go to the toilet in your bare feet, you get your little toe caught in that sharp aluminium slot, and just makes you shudder thinking about it, doesn't it? So it's got to go. Got bloody wires, didn't I? Put them under there. Beautiful fit. Right, where are we at? So we've got solar panel cables that have yet to go through the roof to get connected to the solar panel. They come down there into this area here where the diesel heater is going to be, and the CTEC charger. So we've got our part of our wiring loom for the diesel heater that goes into this area, and then the rest of the cables go under the floor along there and then over to this area where our controls, where our battery and fuse boards and everything is going to be. Those two wires there are for a 240 volt socket and a USB. That's all going to be behind a boxing like that, which will also have our table attached to it, because these points in the floor are where the bench bolts to. So the next job is to get all this area carpeted and get that all looking nice. It's time to get this plywooded. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some furring strips down there, and then that'll give us a bit of depth to come over the top of these cables. Actually, thinking about it, I think I ought to insulate that window first. Right, now comes the fun part. This is always easier with two pairs of hands. Well, I've only got these. Come on, let's go. You go. You. Let's throw you up there so I can get underneath. Oh, you dipstick, you left the bloody cover on for the fan, ain't you? What a donkey. Alright, don't panic. We're alright. Oh, it's all going wrong. Right. Now we can shuffle it in the right place. Boom shakalak. There we go. That's luck in the business, isn't it? I like it a lot. Right, we've got some LED strip lights to go along here. So I've got a bit of ply, a bit of 6mm on top of that, a little recess for the perspex. Don't worry about it, I'll show you. Right, that's got our packing piece in. Now we need to make a cap that leaves a 30mm gap and scribes to the wall. That doesn't make sense, just keep watching. Right, now do you see what I'm talking about? So LED strip light in there, and then we'll get some 5mm opaque perspex to get it nice and flush. it should look awesome. If you build anything of any description, get yourself one of these, they're a lifesaver. Cool, aren't they? Save you a whole load of trouble. Right, how do you cover all of that with birch plywood? Well, just watch and you find out, because I've got a little plan. I don't know about anybody else, but that's how I do it. You get me? Right, diesel heater install then. Now I've made this little turret that conforms to the shape of the van floor, so when I bolt it down I can seal the outside from the inside, and then the exhaust and the intake can run through those two little holes. Okay peeps, let's move on and let's start building some furniture on the back of this van. Now, on this side of the van that I'm working on now, this is going to be his workstation. On the other side of the van, there's going to be some cupboards with some pull-out doors. And then at the weekend, when he wants to use it as a camper van, one of the passenger seats can be removed. He can slide a board between the cupboards and the workstation. And then this whole back area will turn into one big, huge double bed. Right, electrics then. Now, when I've got two cables going into one terminal, like in the back of these two 40-volt sockets, I always like to dab a little bit of solder on them, because this vehicle is going to be bumping along roads for the next 100,000 miles and possibly 20 years, and I want to be confident that neither one of these cables is going to pull out the back of the terminal. So I'll just dab a little solder on them and then clamp them down in the terminal, and it should be golden. Right, we've got our power system in. We've got a beefy 200 amp hour lithium battery. We've got the C-Tech charger down there. I've still got to tidy up some of the wires. And we've got isolator and a diverter switch. So when you want the inverter for your two 40-volt sockets, switch it to there. When you pull up at the campsite and plug in, you switch it over to there. This will be the switch to turn the inverter on and off when it comes. Now all we're going to do is cover it all over. Cameraman mode, and then workbench mode.
Wow.